How the heck did I get here? Hi, Mo. Hi. Come here. Hi. Oh, hello, Mr. Mo. Hello. Hi. Oh, yes, kisses. Kisses.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Moses is very happy to be back in the garage, aren't you, Mr. Mo? Yes, Shock Dog. You are happy to be here. Okay, yes, I know. Get the loves. Okay. Now I'm covered in slime. Thanks. Thanks, Mo. Good boy. It's been one heck of a few years. Yeah, Jeez. What are you doing, huh? It was time to do like just a update on everything. Honestly, I was so busy the last few days with all the Gated LLC stuff. I've been just running ragged nonstop, and also I just realized, I'm like, man, I don't have any videos currently ready to go. I have some videos kind of awaiting approval from sponsors and stuff. I have no idea what I can even do right now. So I was like, you know what? I bet everyone else is kind of running what the heck is going on with my life. So I thought that would make a good video. So that's what this video is. This video is all about just everything that's gone on in the last few years. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. This is my garage. And this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience, buying, selling, maintaining, and DIY work on supercars. And obviously now we're going to be talking a lot about my new company, Gated 6 LLC, and doing manual conversions since I'm involved with that. If you need some supercar parts, go visit my website, normalguysupercar.com. If you happen to need a conversion on a Ferrari, go to gated6.com. For those of you who haven't been watching this channel for a few years, it all started about 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere between there, when I bought my first Ferrari. Really what inspired the channel is I was buying my F430 and I thought, you know, if I'm gonna buy this car, I wanna work on the car and do oil changes and simple maintenance because I like doing that sort of stuff. I've just always been a car guy. So I Googled how to change the oil on an F430 and there was basically nothing out there. No videos. There was maybe some message board stuff, but I was like, how can there not be anyone who's doing videos on this? This seems like a pretty basic thing. So I said, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna video it. And so that's kind of what really inspired the creation of this channel, and it just kind of exploded from there.
I need to do my hands.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be awesome!
It makes you look so much less attractive
And
with
weak.
your perfectly symmetrical face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me get close. Wait, don't close it on me, I'll bring the out!
Oh, it's on fire. Next thing you know, I'm doing lots of videos and all sorts of DIY work. Really my motivation at first was maybe I could get like free parts occasionally. And then I thought, okay, that'd be cool if like, you know, maybe the channel could pay for the car. And so I just kind of kept snowballing and I kept getting deeper and deeper into it. And then, so about 2 years ago, I was working for a software company that I helped create, and the CEO that I had hired laid me off, which was quite a shock. I still don't understand that whole thing. It was, I think, a poor move, but whatever. From there, I got involved with a friend of mine who invested in the channel. And then the YouTube channel went full-time for about 1.5 years, and we grew the channel quite a bit. Earlier this year, I kind of concluded that YouTube wasn't gonna pay the bills, so I stopped doing it full-time. I went back to consulting work, doing some software consulting, and you know, obviously software pays a lot better than YouTube unless you have a really, really large YouTube channel, which I do not. Software was a much better financial option for my household, so that's what I was doing for a while. And then my friend Art from European Auto Group down in San Antonio, he and I had been talking on and off. I had been kind of offering some business advice and trying to help him get his manual conversion stuff going because I just really thought it was a cool thing. I really like seeing my friends who are trying to be entrepreneurs succeed. So anytime I can help my friends who are trying to start a company, if I can help them grow their company in some way, I really like to do that. It's an awesome thing to be able to do, to see your friends, you know, to participate in helping them. Art got into a good and bad thing. His situation got so that he had too much demand and he couldn't keep up with it. And so he ran into the classic problem in business where you are being pulled in 500 different directions at the same time. And so it's hard to get the right focus and stay on the right path. And so I think that was becoming a problem, and because of that, he was having a hard time meeting his customers' demands. And then you add in COVID, and suddenly he now is having what was fairly easy for him to figure out now became really complex because the shipping for parts for these conversion kits was becoming really slow, and a lot of the parts were becoming scarce. So he was no longer able to get some of the parts, or if he did get them, it was taking many months. And so obviously if you've got customers who have a car in your shop and they're waiting on you to install these parts and you don't have the parts, well, you can't really finish the car. And the problem is, of course, he's at the mercy of these third-party companies that are making these parts. Third-party supplier says, oh, it's gonna take 2 weeks. So he says, great, as soon as we get those parts, it's only gonna take us 2 days. So I can tell the customer it's gonna be 3 weeks. So he tells the customer it's gonna be 3 weeks. And then the company at 2 weeks says, guess what? We're not going to give you the part for another 2 weeks. Now Art looks like the bad guy because he can't get the shipping stuff, and he can't get the parts. And anyway, but that really, to me, showed he's got a unique demand problem. And the cool thing is that Art had he had the balls to say, you know what? If we can't get these parts, let's make them. And so they did. So they actually started making their own parts and getting the parts machined and literally casting the parts, like melting metal, pouring it into molds and making parts. So they went from being a simple installation shop to now they're manufacturing the parts for these conversions. And when I saw that, I remember very specifically having multiple phone calls with Art saying, you're sitting on an amazing business and you don't even realize it, and this is what you need to do. And I think after having that conversation with him multiple times, he started seeing that yes, this was the right thing to do, is to focus on the manufacturing of parts. That is a large business that has a lot of potential. The installation should be distributed. That's really the problem, because you can't scale a shop to be big enough to meet the demands of all the conversions in one spot. There are customers, first of all, globally. There's customers even within the US that are distributed geographically. The size of the space needed and the number of employees needed to do that at large scale, you have too much overhead. He can't charge as much as he would need to charge to scale the business to be that big. Like, to make it so that you're actually making money and scaling the size of the company physically, shop space and number of employees, he would have to charge twice as much for the kits to install them. It became a really complex situation, and I was ready for a new challenge, and I kind of kept seeing these problems that Art was facing, and I kept thinking, man, I think I really could help them. And so finally, I just said to Art, hey, would you be willing to let me partner up with you and create a new company that focuses on the production of these parts? Basically have Art continue to be doing the shop, doing the installs, being the mad scientist that he is, but take the actual manufacturing creation of these kits out into its own entity and separate the two, so that way the production of these parts can be distributed across multiple different installation companies, basically creating the scale necessary to meet the current demand. So obviously Art was receptive to the idea, and so that's what happened. We said that's the right business path, that's what we're going to do. So we formed the new company, Gated 6 LLC. So it's focused purely on just creating the parts for these conversions, growing to other different conversion kits, because right now we're pretty much focused on 430, 360, 599, and I think the 612 also, expand that to other models and even different brands. So we're working on a Lamborghini conversion. Normal Guy LLC, my business, is now owning my portion of that company, and then we have another entity that's involved. And then we have a investor that got involved who is choosing to remain not publicly disclosed. All of that kind of combined, it was like the right moment at the right time with the right people, and we just said, yes, this needs to happen. We have to do this. Like, this must happen. And so that's how we got here. Quite the adventurous year. As a trained software engineer turned CTO, business person running teams of software people, I never really thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to be creating a parts manufacturing company for Ferrari parts. What is that dog doing? Okay, I think we need to go look at what the dog's doing. What are you eating? I hear you eating something. Are you eating something, Mo? What? Oh, it's a twisty tie. No, you can't have a twisty tie. Those are not good for you. So that's how we got to here. Where are we going next? Well, so I've got a lot of interesting things kind of queued up that I just haven't gotten to yet. My time has suddenly become a little bit more scarce, so getting to where I need to film stuff is actually being a little bit tricky right now. Also, I have a bunch of things waiting on parts. What sort of things are that? Well, obviously the 599, we're working to actually produce and manufacture our own 599 parts. That's part of the reason why the 599 has been taking longer than expected. Is originally we thought we could get the parts from Ferrari and we couldn't. They're gone. So we now have to make those parts in order to get my car done. So basically Art bought up the last few parts and used those in 2 other conversions that he just recently completed. So they were ahead of me. They had already made deals with him, so that's just fair. So my car was the 3rd one in line. He only had 2 kits. Well, guess we need to make kits for mine. That kind of became a problem, and then obviously once we started working towards creating the new company, we decided the 599 could be pushed off a little bit because we were more interested in growing this company first because, well, it's a whole lot more money on the line there than there is on my 599. We will have the 599 make some more progress soon. In fact, look at this. I have something of interest that's related. So you know you've ordered a lot of good stuff when it comes in a big plastic tote instead of a cardboard box. Well, we have a bunch of parts from Ricambi. Transmission and engine mounts. We also have the clutch release bearing because we're converting it from a F1 system to a manual system. It actually has to have a different gasket on it. And in here we have a new clutch. Yeah, that's right. I bought a new clutch. I decided it was worth it to replace the clutch, even though that is a very expensive part. The clutch was already at 50% or 60% wear, so I wanted that car to go out darn near perfect, and that's one way to do it. So what else is coming up? Well, as you can see, my garage is a little bit different. I got rid of the workbench. I'm actually redoing the entire garage. Hopefully sometime this week. It probably will be next week. Gutting the whole thing. Like the walls, we're tearing out the walls. We're gonna insulate it. I'm gonna install a mini split. So I'm gonna show you all of that stuff. Once it's all done, this will finally be the garage that I really wanted. So it's gonna be very nice looking, clean, no more flaking paint off the walls. I'll actually be able to work on it in the summer and not die of sweat. It's gonna be glorious. I also have to do some work on the trailer I bought. Paint the trailer, install a bunch of stuff, do all sorts of stuff on that things. And then of course, I have a couple of exhaust videos come up that are gonna be really, really awesome. So first of all, I've got some FabSpeed headers and I'm gonna upgrade my S-Line. So those are coming very, very soon. We're gonna be installing that in the next week or so. So this car is gonna get a little bit louder, but also quieter when I want it to. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna put some valves in this thing so I can actually turn it on and off and make it loud or quiet. We've also got a huge surprise coming up on Loper's car. So I know you guys love Loper's car. You love the Loper.
Rally, bitches!
You're gonna wanna stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna give you too much of a hint, but let's just say it's outrageous. It's just absolutely outrageous. So that's gonna be coming up also very soon. Yeah, so we've got tons of car stuff coming your way. So if that doesn't make you wanna subscribe, I don't know what will, but you should subscribe. You should go buy some parts from my website, normalguysupercar.com. If you're thinking about a conversion, get in touch with me. We can get that scheduled. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Mo, got a thing to add? No? Okay. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.